In this video, I'm going to try and simplify something for you. Now, in the previous two videos, I've talked about the volume of a rectangular prism and the volume of a triangular prism. And I gave you formulas like volume equals length times width times height, and volume equals length times width times height divided by 2. I'm going to give you it's going to be the same formula for each of them, but I have to teach you one thing, and I should have done this before, but hopefully this will kind of make it a little bit easier for you. When you have a little b, it's the base. So remember when we were doing like a parallelogram, it was always base times height. So area equals base times height. Now, it's just a small b and a small h. That means, so if this is like 5 and this is 4, then it's 5 times 4 equals 20. 20 units, whatever, squared. Okay? So the little b just means base. The big B, if I do a capital B, what it means is the area of the base. Okay? So, in a figure like this, it's not a prism, so it's not a 3D shape. So the base is just one of the bottom, whatever it sits on, the base. Okay? And you're not going to have an area of just this line. It's just the line. But when you start talking about prisms, a 3D figure, you have a base that it sits on, like this book here. It's a rectangular. It's a rectangular prism. Okay, so it has this base right here. Now, if I look at this base, I could find the area of it, because the area is just the length times the width. Or it's the base times the height. Okay? So I can find what this area is of the base. And then I take the area of the base times the height. Okay? So, big B. Big B means I've got the area of the figure. So, if it's a prism, it's something like this. Okay? Now, this bottom part here, whatever this bottom part is, the area right here, that area is my big B. It's the area of the base. The area of the base, what it sits on. And then this would be the height right here. So if I'm trying to find a rectangular prism, the volume is the big B, this base right here, the area of this base. So I get the area, which is this length times the width. Length times the width. But instead of saying V equals L times W times H, I'm going to make it just one letter, the capital B. So it's the area of the base. And then I times it by my height. Okay? Let's do one over here. So I have a rectangular prism, and I'm actually going to get this all to decimals. So if I do 2, remember this line just means divided by. So it's 2 divided by 5. When I do 2 divided by 5, it gets me 0.4. And then I bring down my whole number 1 inches. So this right here is 1 2/5 inches, or it is 1.4 inches. Same thing, I just like to work in decimals. Okay? Then I come over here. This is 3 inches from here to here, and this one I know is 1 inch. Okay? So, I'm going to use V volume equals big B times H. So big B is the area of the base. So my area of the base, well, my base is this right here. This part right here. That is my base. So once I find the area of this stuff, then I'll have my big B. And the way I find the area of this, it's a parallelogram. So I need this side times this side, or this side, okay? And if this right here is 1, then I know that this also is 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this. I'll go with just the decimal, 1.4 inches. So if I want to get my volume equals the area of the base, it's a big B, area of the base is 1.4 times 1. 1.4 times 1 is 1.4. Then I times it by the height. And this right here is the height, okay, times 3. And so I'll go 1.4 times 3. That gives me 12. 3, 4. Come out 1, go in 1. 4.2. So my volume equals 4.2. Okay. So I use this one formula. Volume equals the big B, which is the area of the base, times the height. Okay. Now, triangular prism. Same formula. Same exact formula. Volume equals base, the base times the height. But now we're talking about a triangle. With a triangle, what is the formula for the area of a triangle? Well, the formula is base times height, that's a little b, base times height, divided by 2. Okay? So I need to do this formula for a triangle to get my big B, my area of the base. So, for example, I have this shape here. Oh, let me move this over. Got to be able to see it. Okay, I have this shape here. I'm going to tilt it up and stand it like this. So this right here, this triangle here, is my base. And I'm going to color that in this light green. Okay. Okay, so that is my base. This is my big B. The area of this is my big B. So, my formula is V equals big B times H, which is my height. Okay, so I'm going to figure out this B first. The B is the area of the base. It's a triangle. So area of a triangle equals base times height divided by 2. I have a base, so area equals, I have a base of 2.1 times, this goes straight up, this is my height, 1.3, and I'm going to divide that by 2. Okay, so I get my calculator out, and we do this. Okay, I do the 2.1 times 1.3 equals, that gets me 2.73, and then I have to divide it by 2. So divide that by 2 equals 1.365. So this right here, centimeters squared. This right here is the area of my base. The area of my base. So this is my big B. Big B equals 1.365 centimeters squared. But now I go back to my formula. So I have volume equals big B, 1.365 centimeters squared, times my height. And if I have it standing up here, here's my height, 4.75. Okay, and I can just do numbers here because this is going to be cubed since I'm finding the volume. So 1.35 times 4.75 equals 6.48375 centimeters cubed. That is the volume of this whole thing. How many cubes I can get in here. Okay? Now, if I want to round this to the nearest tenth, I'm going to get it to the nearest point something here, the nearest tenth. So I go to my hundredths, it's an 8, tells me to go up, so it's going to be 6.5 centimeters cubed. Okay, 6.5. All right. I hope this helps. I really want to get us to think about this formula right here. Volume equals base, big B times height. And the way you get that big B is you find the area of the base. If it's an area of a rectangle, it's just length times width or base times height of that rectangle. Okay? And then you times what you get in the area times the height. Same thing with a triangle. You get the big B, the base of the area, the base of the triangle. And then you times it by the height. Okay? So if I say, what's the formula for an area? No, what's the formula for finding the volume of a rectangular prism? And what is the formula for finding the volume of a triangular prism? I'm getting all messed up. Volume of rectangular prism, volume of triangular prism. You'll say, oh, it's the same thing. It's the big B, the area of the base, times the height. Okay? Area of base. All right. I hope that helps. Try it with this, and it should help you to have some success with finding the volume of a rectangular prism and a triangular